Week 4 NFL recap. Remember to please leave a like and let's get into it. Thursday Night Football, Dolphins at Bengals. The undefeated Dolphins were underdogs coming into this matchup, but they gave the Bengals a pretty good run for most of this game. However, this game will be remembered for a scary head injury to Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. No one knows how long he'll be out for, but luckily he seems okay. Before halftime, Joe Burrow found T. Higgins for a 59-yard touchdown. However, Teddy Bridgewater led a touchdown drive and found Chase Edmonds for a 7-yard touchdown to make it a 2-point game right before the half. The Dolphins entered the fourth quarter of 15-14, but 2 field goals by Evan McPherson gave the Bengals a 5-point lead, and Joe Burrow found Hayden Hurst to top it off in a 27-15 victory for the Bengals. Vikings vs. Saints in London. Both teams traded touchdowns early to make it 7-7. Kirk Cousins found Alexander Mattison, and Andy Dalton found Chris Olave to tie it up at 7. The Vikings on a few field goals took a 16-7 lead in the third quarter, but the Saints offense kept fighting as Latavius Murray and Taysom Hill had goal line touchdowns. Late in the fourth, Justin Jefferson had a 3-yard rushing touchdown to take a 3-point lead. Saints kicker Will Lutz made a 60-yard field goal to tie the game up with 2 minutes to go at 25-25. Then the Vikings, with 30 seconds left, took a 3-point lead on a Greg Joseph field goal, and on the final play, this was absolutely nuts. Will Lutz from 61 yards out had a double doink and nearly made the 61-yarder to send the game to overtime, but he just missed it. The Saints lose this game. The Vikings, they go to 3-1. Browns at Falcons. If you're a fan of rushing yards and field goals, you would love this game. The Falcons took a 10-0 lead on a Younghoe Koo field goal, and Cordell Patterson had a 13-yard rushing touchdown. Browns responded though with 2 field goals and a Jacoby Brissett rushing touchdown that gave them a 13-10 lead. The Falcons took the lead back in the early fourth as Caleb Huntley had a 5-yard rushing touchdown, only for the Browns to respond right back as Nick Chubb had a 28-yard rushing touchdown to take a 3-point lead. And with 2:33 to go, Younghoe Koo made the go-ahead field goal to give the Falcons a 3-point lead. On 3rd and 23 with a minute go, Jacoby Brissett was intercepted by D. Alford, and the Falcons win this one. Both teams go to 2-2. Bills at Ravens, a game that the Ravens would love to have back, I'm sure. The Ravens went up 20-3 on 2 J.K. Dobbins touchdowns, and Justin Tucker had a couple of field goals as well. The Bills did storm back, and they held the Ravens to 0 points in the second half. Josh Allen found Isaiah McKenzie for a 4-yard touchdown, Tyler Bass made a 39-yard field goal, and Josh Allen had an 11-yard rushing touchdown to tie the game at 20. The controversial play was John Harbaugh deciding to go for it on 4th and 2 from the Buffalo 2-yard line in a tie game, but Lamar Jackson threw an interception. The Bills got the ball back, went down the field, and won on a Tyler Bass game-winning field goal. Tough loss for the Ravens. Commanders at Cowboys. The Commanders took a 7-6 lead on Carson Wentz, finding Jahan Dotson for a 10-yard touchdown, but after that, it was all Cowboys. Cooper Rush found Michael Gallup in his first game back from the ACL injury for a 9-yard touchdown. Then later, to put the game out of reach, Rush found CeeDee Lamb for a 30-yard touchdown up the seam. The Cowboys took this one 25-10, and the Cowboys go to 3-1 this year. Seahawks at Lions. A total of 93 points were scored in this crazy game. 3 touchdowns by Geno Smith gave the Seahawks a 24-9 lead in the second quarter, and after a Jared Goff pick 6 to Tariq Woolen, the Seahawks took a 31-15 lead in the third quarter. Jamal Williams and Rashad Penny exchanged long touchdown runs, but it was 38-23 Seahawks at the end of 3. The fourth quarter gave us 3 touchdown passes by Jared Goff, but another long touchdown run by Rashad Penny gave the Seahawks all the points they needed, 48 of them. Seattle improves to 2-2. Chargers at Texans. The Chargers got their revenge after losing this matchup last season. They went up 21-0 on a Gerald Everett touchdown and 2 touchdowns from Austin Eckler. Preseason sensation Dameon Pierce had a 75-yard rushing touchdown to put the Texans on the board. Then Davis Mills cut it to a 27-21 game on 2 touchdown passes to Rex Burkhead and Brandon Cooks. Kaimi Fairbairn made it a 3-point game in the fourth quarter, but Justin Herbert found Austin Eckler for his 3rd touchdown, a 14-yarder to take a 10-point lead, and that was the final score. The Texans still remain winless. Titans at Colts. The Colts showed they are still really bad. The Titans went up 24-3 early in this one on 2 Ryan Tannehill touchdown passes and a Derrick Henry rushing touchdown. Matt Ryan later found Mo Alley Cox for a pair of touchdowns to make it 24-17, and after Chase McLaughlin missed a 51-yard field goal, that was the last time the Colts would touch the ball. The Titans get this big division victory. Bears at Giants. The Bears ordered the 4 for 3 as they had no touchdowns but 4 field goals in this game. Daniel Jones had 2 first-half rushing touchdowns, one from 21 yards and one from 8 yards. Saquon Barkley had a massive day on the ground. The Giants defense stepped up, and Graham Gano made 2 field goals in the second half to give the Giants a 20-12 victory. Jaguars at Eagles. Trevor Lawrence was on a heater, but he lost 4 fumbles in this game. The scoring started with a Jalen Hurts pick 6 to rookie Andre Sisco as he went 59 yards to the house. Trevor Lawrence found Jamal Agnew to take a 14-0 lead over Philly. The Eagles, however, did storm back and scored 29 unanswered points. Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders twice, and Kenneth Gainwell all had rushing touchdowns. T-Law found Jamal Agnew for his 2nd touchdown, and the final score ended at 21-29 Philly. The Eagles remain the last undefeated team in the NFL. Jets at at Steelers. The Jets took a 10-0 lead on a Zerline field goal, and Braxton Berrios had a receiving touchdown from Zach Wilson, making his season debut. The Steelers entered halftime down 10-6, but Kenny Pickett replaced Mitch Trubisky in the second half and had 2 rushing touchdowns to make it a 20-10 Steelers lead. Zach Wilson, down 10 in the fourth, had to make a comeback, and he made it happen with a Corey Davis 5-yard touchdown. Then Breece Hall had a 2-yard touchdown with 18 seconds to go, giving the Jets a 4-point lead, and the Jets won it 24-20. New York is now 2-2. Cardinals at Panthers. A Frankie Louvu pick 6 on Kyler Murray gave the Panthers a 7-0 lead. In the third quarter, Kyler Murray found Zach Ertz for a 2-yard touchdown, knotting the game up at 10 apiece. After that, the Cardinals scored 16 unanswered, including a great touchdown catch by Marquise Brown for 23 yards. Baker Mayfield in garbage time found Christian McCaffrey for a 13-yard touchdown. Congrats to fantasy owners. And the Panthers lost this one by 10. The Cardinals go to 2-2. Patriots at Packers. After Brian Hoyer sustained a concussion in the first quarter, Bailey Zappi, a rookie in the 4th round, had to play quarterback at Lambeau in his NFL debut. The Packers took a 7-3 lead on a Christian Watson rushing touchdown for 15 yards. At the end of the first half, Aaron Rodgers threw a rare pick 6 to Jack Jones, who took it 40 yards to the house and gave the Patriots a 10-7 lead at half. In the third, Rodgers found Robert Tonyan for a 20-yard touchdown to give the Packers a 4-point lead, but Bailey Zappi fought back as he found Devontae Parker for a 25-yard touchdown to give the Patriots a 3-point lead back. The Pats in the early fourth took a 7-point lead on a Damian Harris 5-yard touchdown, but Rodgers did his thing, finding Romeo Doubs for a 13-yard touchdown to knot the game up at 24 apiece. This game went to overtime, and the Packers started out with the ball, but they had to punt. Then the Patriots got the ball back, they had to punt, and then the Packers wasted time, got in field goal range, and Mason Crosby made a game-winning 31-yard field goal to give the Packers a slim victory. Broncos at Raiders. Russell Wilson had his first red zone passing touchdown to Cortland Sutton for 5 yards to take a 7-3 lead. Josh Jacobs, who had a monster day, took the lead back on a 10-yard rushing touchdown. Melvin Gordon, who can't seem to hold on to the ball, fumbled, and Amik Robertson returned it 68 yards for a fumble recovery and a touchdown. Before half, Russ found Jerry Jeudy to tie the game up at 16. 3 Daniel Carlson field goals gave the Raiders a 25-16 lead in the fourth quarter. Russell Wilson, playing from behind, had a 3-yard rushing touchdown to cut it to a 2-point game, but the Broncos defense could not get a final stop as Josh Jacobs had another touchdown, making it 32-23 Raiders, and that was the final score. The Raiders get their first win of the year. Chiefs at Buccaneers, a rematch of the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Rashad White fumbled the opening kick, and Kansas City scored on 2 plays on a Travis Kelce 16-yard touchdown. KC gave it to Clyde Edwards-Helaire for a 3-yard touchdown, making it 14-3, and then Patrick Mahomes found Clyde again on a beautiful touchdown pass to make it 21-3 Kansas City. Brady got things going, finding Mike Evans for 2 touchdowns right before halftime, making it 28-17 KC. But the Chiefs came out of halftime taking a 38-17 lead as Mahomes found Jody Fortson for a 10-yard touchdown. Brady in garbage time found Leonard Fournette for a 5-yard touchdown, but that was it. The Buccaneers lost by 10, and Kansas City goes to 3-1. The Bucs are at 2-2. Rams at 49ers. The Rams took a 3-0 lead, but that was the last time they would see the lead. Jeff Wilson had a 32-yard touchdown in the first quarter. In the second, Deebo Samuel had a typical Deebo Samuel touchdown where he broke tackles and had a 57-yard touchdown to go up by 8 points. Down by 8 in the fourth quarter, Matthew Stafford threw a very costly interception near midfield to Talanoa Hufanga, who took it back 52 yards for a pick 6. After this Niners win, both teams go to 2-2.